A very good morning, friends. I heartily welcome you all for the session 7 of Unit 4, that is digital to analog and analog to digital converters of the subject digital electronics for the third semester. My name is Ishwar Kumar Nirale, working as lecturer in ENC department, Government Polytechnic, Mudod. In the previous session, we have seen or we have introduced the concept analog to digital converters, as well as we have seen the working principle and the operation of flash type of ADC, as well as the advantages. We discussed the advantages as well as the disadvantages of flash type of ADC. Next, in this session, we will discuss the next two type of ADC techniques which are introduced in your curriculum, that is dual slope ADC as well as successive approximation type of ADC. In dual slope ADC, the integrator generates two different ramps, one with the unknown analog input voltage VA and another with the known reference voltage minus V reference. Hence, it is called as dual slope analog to digital converter. So, ಈ dual slope ADC ನಲ್ಲಿ integrator is the main component which is going to generate two slopes. ಎರಡು ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ಅನ್ನ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ಅನ್ನ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಅನಲಾಗ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ಅನ್ನ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ನೋನ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಗೆ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಟೋಟಲಿ ಎರಡು ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ಸ್ ನ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಡುವೆಲ್ ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ADC ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. What are the components involved in constructing a dual slope ADC? It mainly consists of integrator, or sometimes it is also referred as ramp generator, a comparator, an AND gate, and a binary counter with latch circuits. Let us see the operation of each of these components first. Integrator, or it is also referred as ramp generator. Generally, integrator is constructed using operational amplifier. An op-amp integrator is an operational amplifier circuit that performs mathematical operation of integration. So as the name itself indicates, so this is going to integrate the input that is provided at its input terminal. It is going to do an integration operation on it. That is, we can cause the output to respond to changes in the input voltage over time as op-amp integrator produces an output voltage which is proportional to the integral of the input voltage. Andre kottanta input ನೀವು ನೋಡಬಹುದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ, this is an op-amp circuit. So here the input is provided as the inverting input terminal of the op-amp, and the output and the non-inverting terminal of the op-amp is grounded here, and output is measured from this terminal. So here a capacitor is used as a feedback element, and there is a resistor that is used here which will serve as the bias element. So whenever an input is provided at the inverting input here, we can expect an output which does an integration operation on the input voltage. So Vout can be mathematically given as 1 by RC, an integration from 0 to t of Vin. So if we integrate over a time period of from 0 to t, we get an output equation as 1 by RC minus 1 by RC Vin into t. So you'll note, so if you provide a square wave input here, for positive input we will get a negative slope, or for logic 1 we will get a negative slope. For negative input or for logic 0 we get a positive slope. ಸೊ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಗೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಗೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಟರ್. ದ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡೆಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಟು an another component which is nothing but comparator. Again here the comparator also is implemented using operational amplifier only. So as we discussed its operation already in the flash type of ADC, a comparator is a circuit which is going to compare the voltages or the currents whichever they are fed at their input terminals. It compares them and it provides a logical output. Depends upon the comparison result. It may produce a logic 1 as the output or logic 0 as the output. As you can see, there are two terminals here, inverting and non-inverting terminals. The voltage or the current at the inverting input is subtracted from the voltage or current at the non-inverting input, and depends on the result of the comparison, it may produce a logic 1 or logic 0 as the output. So here the same thing is written here. It has two analog input terminals, V plus and V minus, and one binary digital output V naught. The output is ideally equal to 1 whenever V plus is greater than V minus, otherwise it will be 0. The output of this comparator is further fed as input to an AND gate. That is the third important component in the dual slope ADC. So here as you see the AND gate operation, so this basically it does the multiplication operation of the inputs. So from the truth table you can easily see here A and B are the inputs and X is being the output here. It does the output is nothing but X will be equal to the product of inputs, that is A into B. With two inputs I can have four different combinations. With 0 0, if you multiply 0 0 it will produce 0. With 0 1, again if it is multiplied it will be 0, result will be 0. If 1 0, then again it will be 0. With 1 1, it is 1. As you already know the AND gate operation, so why it is used here anta nododadre, so here there will be a clock signal at one of the inputs of your AND gate. So whether the clock signal has to be passed to the output stage or not, it depends upon whether the another input of the AND gate is connected to logic 1 or logic 0. So here one of the input, for one of the input a clock signal is fed as the input. For the other input, so this will be nothing but the output of the comparator. The output of the comparator itself will be provided as the input to another input of your AND gate. If the comparator output is 1, then whatever the clock signal is there, so as it does the multiplication operation, a clock into 1 is nothing but a clock signal will be available at the output terminal. If the comparator result is 0, 0 into anything, 0 into clock or 0 into anything will result 0. Means this AND gate, either it will pass or it will move the clock to the further stage, or it may not move to the it may not move the clock to the further stage. It depends upon the comparator result. If the comparator result is 1, or if the comparator output is 1, then clock is passed to the counter stage. If the comparator result is 0, then it doesn't pass the clock signal to the counter stage. Let us see the logic diagram of dual slope ADC. So here you can see there are two voltages are here. As I already told you, a dual slope ADC is going to generate two slopes, one for the unknown analog input voltage and another for the known reference voltage here. So here very first stage you are going to see is integrator. The output of the integrator is fed as input and inverting input of the comparator, and output of this comparator which will serve as one one of the inputs of the AND gate, and another input of the AND gate is already connected to clock, and output of this AND gate is provided as input to the binary counter. And here the output of the counter, it decides or it does the controlling action of this switch. So here, first and foremost thing that we have to understand here is, so the unknown analog input voltage, if it is treated as positive, means then the reference voltage should be negative, or if the unknown analog voltage, if it is negative, then the known reference voltage should be treated as positive. They should be of opposite polarity with each other. They should be opposite polarity with each other. Let us see the operation. So here, initially the binary counter is reset to 0. Binary counter is reset to 0. Let me erase this. Initially it is reset to 0. The output of the integrator is also reset to 0. This is also reset to 0. The input to the ramp generator or the integrator is switched to the unknown analog input voltage first. So here the switch is positioned at VA. The analog input voltage VA is integrated by the inverting integrator, and it generates a negative ramp output. So you will get a negative ramp output like this. So this is a negative going ramp. The output of the comparator is positive now, because as we are getting a negative value here, so this negative value, whenever it is compared with the 0 value here, obviously this comparator is going to give a 1 as the logic output here. Logic 1 as the output here. So with this one, whatever may be the clock signals that are available at the other input terminals of the other input terminal of the AND gate is passed to the binary counter stage. Means here I can expect the clock signal from the AND gate. So since it is 1 into clock signal, so clock signal are made to pass to the binary counter stage. Here, once it is passed to the counter stage, now the counter, it will start doing an up count operation. Up count operation in the sense, let's say initially it was 0, now it starts counting in the upward direction, that is 1, 2, 3 like that. And the negative ramp, this negative ramp, it continues for the fixed time period T1, which is determined by the count value in the counter. Because as you can see here, let's say if it is a 4-bit counter, the maximum it is going to count is 2. Let's say if it is an n-bit binary counter, at the maximum it can count 2 to the power of n minus 1 states. Means let's say if it is a 4-bit counter, then it starts its counting operation right from 0 0 0 0 0 0 till 1 1 1. That is the final count anta helbodu. That is from 0 to 15. So after 15, even though if the clock pulses are provided after the state 15, then the counter, this counter is going to roll over from all ones to zeros. So whenever it rollovers from all ones to zeros, immediately the control will now switch back this switch position to V reference point. Means the switching action of this switch is controlled by the binary counter value. So whenever there is a rollover occurs, rollover means all maximum ones to zeros. Whenever there is a rollover occurs, then the switch is going to change its position from unknown analog input voltage to a known reference voltage. So here, as I told you, the negative ramp continues for a fixed time period T1, which is determined by the binary counter value in the counter. At the end of fixed time period T1, the ramp output of the integrator, this ramp output of the integrator is given by the equation minus VA by RC into T1. Okay. Now, once after the time interval T1, let me erase all this. Now, the binary counter, it makes the switch to change its position to the negative reference voltage. So now the ramp again it's start with initial value minus Vs. So now previous operation note there was a negative ramp voltage that was generated up to a certain point. Let's say Vs. Let's say this is the reference line. So initially it generates a negative ramp, and until a time period T1, the voltage value it reaches to minus Vs. So whenever there is a switchover occurs from VA to V reference, so now it is a negative reference voltage. So since it is a negative reference voltage, so whenever it is fed as input to the integrator, now integrator it produces, or now the integrator it produces a positive voltage as it at its output. But even though it produces a positive voltage at its output, but in the previous case it has gone to a negative value minus Vs. Now the slope has to increase in the positive direction, but since it has ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ previous operation ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ minus Vs ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ with minus V reference voltage, now the slope will start increasing, but it has not become positive yet. ಇನ್ನೂ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, because this is the reference line, positive line ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. So now as the starts with as it increases, as the slope increases in the positive direction until it reaches zero, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, obviously again the counter so again the comparator output will be 1 only. Still the comparator output is 1 only, because until it reaches 0 volt, the output of the comparison will be obviously 1 only. Again you will be supplying the clock pulses to the binary counter. So in the previous operation it was reset to 0. Now again it starts doing an up count operation. So whenever Vs reaches 0 volt, whenever this Vs value reaches 0 volt, the comparator output now it becomes logic 0. ಯಾವಾಗ ಇದು 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೋ, 0 ಗೆ ಬಂದು ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ, ಅವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರೇಟರ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇದು ಕೂಡ Vs ಮೈನಸ್ Vs ನಿಂದ 0 ಆಯಿತು, ಎರಡು 0 ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ನಾನ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಗ್ರೌಂಡಿಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಕೂಡ 0 ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಸೊ ಎರಡು 0 ರಿಂದ ಈಗ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರೇಟರ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ 0. With 0 input to the AND gate, now the clock signals they won't be passed to the next stage. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್, AND gate ಇಂದ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಬೈನರಿ ಕೌಂಟರ್ ಹೋಗೋದು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So now I can say the binary counter it stops the counting operation. As the AND gate is deactivated here, no further clock is applied to the binary counter. So now I can say the conversion cycle is said to be completed, and this positive ramp voltage is given by the equation plus V reference divided by RC into T2. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಬಹುದು ಆಗಲೇ for the positive unknown analog voltage you will be getting a negative output here, and here we are getting a positive output because as you can see they are opposite in polarities. We can expect the output also to be in opposite polarities. Now, so these are the two slopes that we are getting. This is the slope and this is the equation that governs the negative slope, that is VA divided by RC into T1 for the fixed amount of time period T1, and this is the slope. This is the equation that governs a positive slope. So for the known reference voltage, which is for the fixed amount of time for a time period T2. Since a ramp generator voltage, it starts its journey from 0 volt, decreasing down to minus Vs, and then whenever the switching action occurs or whenever the switch is positioned to the known reference voltage, again the slope it increases in the positive direction and it reaches 0 volt. Now if you compare the magnitude of these two slopes, the magnitude of these two slopes are equal only, because for the unknown analog input voltage the slope has started its journey from 0 to minus Vs, and for the known reference voltage the slope has started its journey from minus Vs to 0 volt. The magnitude of these two slopes are equal, so that I can equate the equations that governs the positive as well as the negative ramps. So whenever I equate these two, then the RC and RC at LHS and RHS will get cancelled, and as we know that the count value in T2 is going to represent the count value T2 in the binary counter is going to represent the digital output. So T2 will be given as minus T1 into VA divided by V reference, and now if VA is calculated here or VA is taken at the LHS side, then we get an equation minus V reference into T2 divided by T1. Thus the unknown analog input voltage VA is directly proportional to the time period T2 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, because here the V reference is the known value and T1 is a predetermined time period. The two terms which can be equated or which can be proportional are VA is proportional to T2, means the count value in the counter, binary counter, which is nothing but T2, will be the digital equivalent of the unknown analog input voltage VA. This is how the dual slope ADC works. Next we shall see what are the pros and cons of dual slope ADC. Here the conversion result is insensitive to errors in the component values, that is the andre errors kadime irtave. Second one is a favor adverse effects from the noise. I can say this kind of ADC has got the better noise immunity. You can get an accurate result here. The drawbacks, the major drawbacks are this is very slow. That's why, since it is very slow, that's why this kind of ADCs cannot be used in data acquisition system. The accuracy is dependent on the use of precision external components. So it depends upon the external components. This is again another disadvantage, and this is of higher cost. So this is about the dual slope ADC. Next we will move on to the next concept, our next technique of ADC, that is successive approximation ADC. The basic principle of this type of analog to digital converter is that unknown analog input voltage is approximated against n bit digital value by trying one bit at a time, beginning with MSB. So here, so this is ಇದು ಹೆಂಗ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗೋದಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಅನಲಾಗ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ನ ಒಂದು ಅಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮೇಟೆಡ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಜೊತೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದ್ರ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅನಲಾಗ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಅನಲಾಗ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ನ ಅಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮೇಟೆಡ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಜೊತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ಬೈನರಿ ಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿನ ಒನ್ ಬಿಟ್ ನ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾವ ಬಿಟ್ ನಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ MSB ಬಿಟ್ ನಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಲಾನು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಬಿಟ್ ನ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಅನಲಾಗ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಆ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಬಿಟ್ ನ ಹಾಗೆ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೋತೀವಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ MSB ಬಿಟ್ ನಿಂದ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, LSB ಬಿಟ್ ಗೆ ಬಂದು ಕೊನೆಗೊಳಿಸಬೇಕು. So here let us see or let us understand this successive approximation type of ADC technique in a better way. ನೋಡಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡ ವೇಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು, ಈಗ ಅದರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೇಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೇಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು, ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದ್ರು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೇಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ನೀಡಲು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವೇಟ್ ನ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವೇಟ್ ನ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ನೋಡಿ, ಈಗ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, so what are the different components that are used in the successive approximation type of ADC? Basically we use a comparator, we use a control resistor, as well as we use a DAC, that is digital to analog converter, and a control and output resistor or output latch through which actually we will be getting the output. The counter sorry, the control logic, first it resets all its bits to 000. Let us assume that it is a 4-bit successive approximation type of ADC. Let's say the analog input voltage is which is to be converted is 11 volt. 11 volt ಐತೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. Initially it sets all the 4 bits to 00s. ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತದು 000 ಅಂತ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ MSB bit and this is an LSB bit. So here first the MSB bit will be set. MSB bit na first set ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, that it will become 1000. So 1000 ಅಂದ್ರೆ this will its equivalent analog value will be, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ with, so whenever the value 100 is set here, that is converted into its equivalent analog signal. So analog signal agi convert ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, it will give you a value 8. Now 8 and 11 values are compared here. Obviously compare ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, so the MSB value is retained or cleared. It depends upon the comparator result. ಈ ಒನ್ ಅನ್ನ ರಿಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಎದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಟರ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 11 ಮತ್ತು 8 ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಆದಾಗ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ 11 and 8 ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ದ ಅನಲಾಗ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಈಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ the approximated value, so that since the VA value is, if the VA value is greater than VD, it indicates that the actual analog voltage value is greater than the approximated digital value here. This makes the control logic to retain one setting in the MSB bit nalli one ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ retain ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. It won't be cleared. Similarly, if VA value is less than VD, it indicates that actual analog value is less than the approximated value VD. This makes the control logic to reset the MSB bit to 0. Andre here, if VA value is greater than VD, if VA value is greater than VD, then we are going to retain the bit. And it won't be cleared. If VA value is less than VD, then whatever the bit that is set, it will be cleared. So a bit na ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, retain ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, that will be clear. So ಈ input ಈಗ condition ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, here the VA value is greater than VD. Since VA value is greater than VD, the MSB bit whichever that is set to 1, it is retained ಅಂದಾಗ ಅದು 1 ಅಂತ ಹಾಗೆ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಲಾಜಿಕ್, now in the next step the second MSB bit will be second MSB bit ನ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. second MSB bit ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಇದು. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ MSB bit ಅಂತೂ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ MSB bit ನು ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದೇನಾಯ್ತು 1100 ಅಂತ ಆಯ್ತು. with 1100 the DAC converts its value to analog value. ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ 1100 ಅಂದ್ರೆ this will become 12. So now the value 12 is compared with 11 and 12 compare ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ now condition ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, now the VA value is lesser than VD. Since VA value is lesser than VD, ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ನಾವು, the control logic, it won't retain the bit, instead it will clear the bit. So since it clears the bit, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ MSB bit ನ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಾಯ್ತಪ್ಪ ಈಗ 1000. In the next step, again the control logic, now it move on to the third MSB bit. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು, and it will set it. So ಈಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 1010. With 1010, if it is converted into an equivalent analog value, it results a value 10. ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 10 ಅಂತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Now again the 11 is compared with 10. Now VA value, it becomes greater than VD again. Since VA value becomes greater than VD, whatever the bit that is set previously, it would be retained. It won't be cleared. Since it would be retained ಅಂದಾಗ ಅವಾಗ 1010 ಅಂತಾನೆ ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ till the conversion is not completed. Because if all bits are checked, or if all bits are checked with setting and resetting the all bits, andre until we reach the LSB bit, the conversion cycle is not said to be completed. Now there is a last MSB bit, or you can say LSB bit is there. In the next step, control logic will set this last LSB bit. So now it becomes 1011. So ಈ control register ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 1011 ಅಂತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. And if it is converted into a digital equivalent value, so this analog equivalent value 1011 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, this will become 11 volt. Now this 11 and 11 both are compared here. So whenever these two are compared, the comparator output will give you a value 0. Now I can say VA value is equal to VD. So whenever the comparator results a value 0 or whenever it gives an output 0, now the control logic it issues an EOC signal. EOC ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ this is nothing but an end of the conversion signal. Now it says the conversion is completed because all bits are checked here. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಆಗಿದಾವೆ till LSB. Since all bits are checked, now this system assumes that the output is available in the control register. The digital equivalent output is available in the control register. So since the control logic, it will issue an EOC signal to the latch here. So this output register it takes whatever the value, whatever the digital equivalent value is there in the control register, adna illi tagolutte, tagondu it produces the actual binary output, which is nothing but 1011. Now I can say 11 andre ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ the binary output ಅದರ equivalent ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 1011 ಅಂತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So here one thing has to be this can be easily understood by the flowchart. So here initially we will start the conversion. Whenever we start the operation, first it will clear all the bits. We will clear all the bits. Then we should start setting the bits right from MSB bit. First we will start with MSB, set the bit to 1. We will check whether the VA value is greater than VD or not. If VA value is greater than VD, VA value andre analog input to, if it is greater than digital value ಇಲ್ಲಿ digital value is greater than analog value ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. If digital value is greater than analog value, yes, then you have to clear it. Otherwise you will check whether all the bits are checked or not. ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಆಗಿದಾವ ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಮುಗ್ದಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ you will go to the next lower bit and again that is set. Again here the digital value, whether it is greater than the unknown analog value, approximated value, whether it is greater than the unknown analog value ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ again you will repeat the process. This process is repeated until all bits are checked. Once all bits andra once the LSB is also checked andaga, now I can say the conversion is completed and the result is available in the register. I can say the result is available in the register and it is it represents the digital equivalent of the unknown analog value. This is how the flowchart works. What are the advantages and disadvantages? The conversion time is very small here. That is the first advantage. And conversion time is constant and it is independent of the amplitude of the analog input signal. And the resolution is very high here. The disadvantages are the circuit is very complex and the conversion time is more compared to flash type of ADC. That is another disadvantage. And it is very expensive as it contains more components. So this is about the successive approximation type of ADC. Let us discuss some multiple choice questions. Which ADC has fixed conversion time? The options are flash type, successive approximation type, dual slope, and none of the above. The answer is ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ fixed conversion time ಇರುತ್ತೆ? Successive approximation type of ADC. Which ADC doesn't use clock signal? Flash type, successive approximation type, dual slope type, and R to R register divider network. So here the answer is the fourth one, R to R register divider network. Next one, the advantage of dual slope ADC is excellent noise rejection, long conversion time, fastest in operation, slow varying nature. Obviously, the excellent noise rejection. Fourth one, find out the integrating type of ADC. First one, flash type. The second one is successive approximation type. Third one is dual slope. And the fourth one is none of the above. Obviously, the answer would be dual slope ADC. Fifth question, which terminal of the comparator is grounded in dual slope ADC? ಅಂದ್ರೆ op-amp ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ನ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ? ಇನ್ವರ್ಟಿಂಗ್, ನಾನ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟಿಂಗ್, output terminal, and none of the above. Obviously, the answer would be the non-inverting terminal is grounded because the output of the integrator is provided as input to an inverting input of the comparator. When square wave input is given to an op-amp integrator, the output will be ramp, sinusoidal, square wave, none of the above. Obviously, ramp. With this, I want to conclude the session. I thank you one and everyone.